shortly you're going to see a thermometer, digital thermometer taken out of a freezer and placed in front of the camera. And I'll explain what you see in just a minute as I put the thermometer there. Okay, here is the thermometer. And you can clearly read the scale. Looks like we've got a little bit of glare there. Now we see that one scale is changing very rapidly and the other is changing much more slowly. The reason is that the thermometer is reading two temperatures. One is this small probe right here, and the other is embedded in this big chunk of plastic right here. I'm not even sure exactly where the probe is, but the big chunk of plastic is going to react much more slowly to temperature changes than the small probe. Now we're going to watch this probe for a few minutes, and you're going to take data that gives you temperature versus time for both probes. I'm not going to have much to say here for a couple of minutes. Just you take data, and I'm going to look for something to clean up that sink. At this point, I don't know why the glare keeps shifting around. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But at this point, we see that the first probe, the lighter probe, has come well over halfway to room temperature, while the larger, the thicker probe, the probe embedded in the plastic, hasn't gotten anywhere near halfway. Room temperature is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. We started near zero, so somewhere in the high 30s or around 40 degrees, we're at halfway. And this one hasn't come anywhere near halfway yet. This one, again, is well over halfway. Another thing that's kind of interesting with this system is how the two temperatures move further and further apart until they reach some maximum difference, and then they begin moving closer and closer together. That occurs when the rate at which this temperature is changing becomes less than the rate at which this temperature is changing. So you might ask yourself, what's the point at which this temperature is changing less rapidly than this temperature? Okay, at this point, this temperature has certainly come twice as close to the 75-degree room temperature as when it started. This, of course, has come halfway several times. And we're going to cut off the clip at this point.